Ah, the NFL. Something that has brought me both happiness.
With Webb under center. Here's McCoy, breaking a tackle, McCoy into the end zone, and Buffalo wins it.
And with that, great sadness as well.
First and 10. LaVitri with a nice block at the guard. Going deep. He's got Johnson. Oh, he dropped the ball. That would have been
The game winner. And with that, that's what makes the highs and lows of the sport so epic, and why we all watch it. But with that said, today I'd like to count down the top 10 games that I watched during my lifetime. And the key here is that I'm 18 years old. So I started really watching football probably about the year 2009. So anything before that doesn't really work for me because I didn't get to see it as it was happening. But everything else past 2009 is on the table. One of the difficult parts of making this was actually narrowing the list down to 10 games because there's been so many good games basically over the past 10 to 12 years that I really enjoyed watching. So I have a decent size of honorable mentions here before I get to the top 10, but also remember that I didn't actually get to see every single game as it was happening over the past 12 years. So some games won't be included, but there'll be a lot of ones that people remember. So this first honorable mention game is the 2013 game between the Panthers and Patriots. It's nothing crazy, but it's a game where Cam Newton really takes over the Patriots, and it's always good to see the Patriots lose as a Bills fan.
Goes Cam. Add to the highlight reel that one. Newton to midfield.
Next honorable mention game I've got to throw on here is the 2019 Bills and Steelers game. Purely because I was there, the environment was crazy, and it was my first time in the Pittsburgh Steelers stadium, and the whole thing was just incredible. And the game came down to the wire.
Hodges signals deep downfield and throws, and that one is picked off in the end zone. That is Wallace who will end it with an interception.
So the other few honorable mentions I have here are from the two clips from the beginning of the video. The 2010 Bills vs. Steelers game and the 2017 Bills vs. Colts game are also honorable mentions. But the last honorable mention to mention is this great 2011 NFC divisional round matchup between the Saints and 49ers, which came all the way down to the wire and was just a crazy ending to the game, and you could almost say ends with what some may call the catch-3.
Smith on 3rd and 3. He throws to the end zone, and the catch is made by Vernon Davis for a Niners touchdown. 4 lead changes in the last 3 minutes, 53 seconds. 49ers advance to the NFC Championship game.
Now we move into the top 10, and basically I'm just ranking these on how much I enjoyed each game. So if one game's higher than another, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily better, it's just that I enjoyed it more. And with the number 10 spot, we're going to go to a game that I remember going to my friend's house to watch and sitting with him and saying, I feel like whichever team gets a lead early is not going to win this game. And that's exactly what happened in the 2013 playoff matchup between the Chiefs and Colts.
Goal. Ball now inside the 5, and bowling his way in is Niall Davis for another touchdown. Avoids pressure again, those quick feet, and delivers the scoring pass to Davis. Touchdowns for Brown, and they give it to him again. And he fumbles the ball, and Luck is there to pick it up and go over the goal line. 6 with a fresh set of downs. Steps up, long look, and he's got Hilton for the touchdown.
He's got it.
Smith has a man down the far sidelines. Dwayne Bowe. And he was out.
The next spot is a game that I hold near and dear to my heart, as it's from 2010, and it's the Bills versus Bengals matchup from that year that probably no one watched that late into the season. I don't think either of the teams were very talented, but with how the game went, it was definitely a game worth watching. And not to mention, it's got the best commentator in the business calling it.
Palmer will throw it. Looking underneath. Caught! Ocho Cinco! And here we go. 2010. Third down and 8 at the 30. Fitzpatrick underneath. Caught. Johnson turns it up. Breaks to the middle of the field. Looking for a block. Down the sideline out of. As Carson Palmer drops back. Terrell Owens! Play fake. Inside. Touchdown! T.O. Players respond to that, though. 3rd and 7. Picked up! Joseph again! Touchdown, Cincinnati! Fitzpatrick fires. Oh, caught! Steve Johnson! Touchdown, Buffalo! What a play and what a move! 28 yards! Why so serious? Vincent. And he's written down. Lost it! Picked up! Florence! Touchdown, Buffalo! Wow! Way. Throws down the sideline. T.O. Oh! Touchdown! T.O.
Jump, holding, offense, number 77.
Palmer in the end zone. Picked up! George Wilson! Can he get down the sideline? Palmer pushes him out of bounds! What a play for Buffalo! Looks that way in the end zone! Touchdown! Stevie Johnson again! Play action. Fitzpatrick over the middle, wide open! Stevie Johnson, touchdown!
Now this next game that comes in at the number 8 spot, I have to say I probably would appreciate even more if I hadn't been watching this when it was like my first experiences with football as a young kid. Little me sitting in front of the TV like, wow, what is going on? But the next game is the 2009 Cardinals-Packers playoff game.
First and goal, Hightower slams it in. 2nd down and 3 and over the middle. Doucette, touchdown, touchdown. On 2nd down, Warner throws it. Pass is caught. That's Doucette, his 2nd of the day. This game as Warner buys time and hits Fitzgerald. Woodson had fallen and Fitzgerald has a touchdown. Here's Jennings. What a catch for the touch. Throws on the run for Jordy Nelson for the touchdown. With all kinds of time, completes to Fitzgerald for the touchdown. Rodgers throws and completes. That's Jones. James Jones to the end zone. Handoff is to Kuhn, the fullback, and Kuhn is in for the touchdown. 2nd and 7 over the middle. Preston. Touchdown. Rodgers throws, completes to Havener, makes a move. Spencer. Extra man on the blitz. Rodgers gets a hand to the face. The ball is out. The Arizona Cardinals win it.
Man, that game's crazy. Just the way by the end of the game that the Packers and Cardinals are matching each other score for score, and then it ends on a defensive turnover returned for a touchdown. And it's like, wow, no defense has been played the entire day. But moving on, the next spot goes to Cowboys at Giants in 2014. Now, this game is helped out by the fact that it may include the best catch in NFL history. But really the reason that I enjoyed this game so much is because it was a close game. Close games are almost always more fun to watch. But the other thing was that it had Tony Romo and Dez Bryant comboing maybe one of my favorite tandems in NFL history, for me at least. And then it's got that great Dallas offensive line involved as well. So, 2014, Dallas at New York.
Is the running back. Play action. And Manning's going to heave one. There's a flag. Beckham, one-handed catch. How in the world?
Oh, my goodness.
And Brandon Carr was back there. I mean, he is insane. How do you make that catch?
Oh, my goodness.
2nd and 2. Romo, little pump fake again. Protection is phenomenal. And then he throws, and it's caught for the touchdown. Dez Bryant. What work by that line.
You can't do it better than this. You cannot do it better than this with this offensive line. 2 plays, 2 perfect protections. Romo stays alive. Dez Bryant finally gets...
I really shouldn't also undersell the fact in that game that Odell had a huge day, not only including the huge touchdown catch, but that was an amazing game to watch. Next game is one I don't think anybody will dispute, and that's the Rams-Chiefs Monday night game from 2018. That was just absolutely crazy. I think everybody has been waiting a long time to just see a primetime game where both offenses just score a ridiculous amount of points, and that's exactly what we got in this game.
He's got him for the touchdown. Does he ever? Mahomes to Hill. What a response. Taken down. Ball is loose. Picked up. Ebukam returns it for the score. Scoop and score. Rams. Goff. He's going to run it straight in. Jared Goff. Oh my, Ebukam! As he tries to work his way in and does his 2nd touchdown of the night. Wow! Mahomes winds it up wide open as Hill. How quick was that? Crossing route, Conley, touchdown Chiefs. They retake the lead. Goff on 1st down. Everett in stride. Wow! Touchdown Rams!
The other reason that game was epic is because I had Tyreek Hill in my fantasy league, and I think going into that Monday night game I was down something like 25 points or more, and he scored all of them alone, and I won my fantasy league that week. Now entering the top 5, we have the first and only game in my list that is a complete blowout that I watched and actually enjoyed. As I said before, usually I enjoy close games, but there was something special about this game because it involved a player that I had heard a lot of legends about in Mike Vick. Mike Vick was crazy in the early to mid 2000s on the Falcons, but since I was a little too young to watch football then, I didn't know. And once he made his return to the Eagles, specifically this game in 2010 against the Redskins, now known as the Monday Night Massacre, I found out why everybody thought he was so special.
Michael Vick starts 6 of the year, his 2nd since injuring his ribs against the Redskins on October 3rd. John, what do we watch for with Vick?
Incredible production, running and passing. I have never seen Michael Vick play the position better.
First play from about the 12, and there is Vick, as you talked about, John, rolling and launching downfield for Deshaun Jackson, who accelerates, caught the opening play, and all the way for a touchdown. 88 yards. Backfield empty. First and goal, Vick. Dancing, running, in for the touchdown. Vick shoveling McCoy, 21-0 out of the gate, Philadelphia. And they're rolling on possession 5 of the night. Vick taking another shot, this from Macklin. Jeremy Macklin pushed off, caught it, touchdown! To give Vick room to run. And score again. Michael Vick, 2nd rushing touchdown of the night from 6 yards.
Unbelievable. It's like a man with boys when he gets outside that pocket.
Vick keeping the play alive. Gonna find someone in the back. Touchdown Avant. Wow.
I think the thing that may even make that game more special to me is the fact that you've got people like Albert Hainsworth laying on the ground when Vic is scrambling around and throws that last touchdown pass, just looking like he's given up his career in football at that point, because Mike Vick just demoralized the entire Redskins defense. And now we move on to the number 4 spot, which really is basically because of one player. If this one player wasn't involved in the game, I don't know how big of a deal it would be. But the game is tight the whole way through. Once again, a good contested game. And then the game ends on a game-winning touchdown. And it's with one of the most magical players in NFL history. And it really doesn't have any logic base behind it, other than this man having one tremendous year.
From the locker room, 2nd and 9. And Tebow going to the end zone, and the ball is caught by Eddie Royal. Was he in? Yes! Touchdown Broncos! Quarterback runs inside the 10. 2nd and 6. Tebow, there he is, taking off Phil. He's got the first down, he's got the touchdown! Tim Tebow takes it across, and the Broncos have... It's Wallace taking it around the right side for the touchdown. Got the time. Now runs out of the pocket, goes to the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. Jericho Cotchery able to... The Broncos have been in 3 overtime games this year. They won them all. Got him at the 40. It's Thomas at the 50. Stick arm got him 3 to the 30, to the 20. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on the New England. They win it on the first play of overtime.
Some people are just natural-born winners, and you can say all you want about Tim Tebow not being a gifted quarterback, but he's a winner. And at some point, I feel like you got to give winners opportunities, and no one really gave him another opportunity after this year once they signed Peyton Manning. It's kind of sad. Really liked Tebow as a little kid. Anyways, moving on. The number 3 spot is going to go to the Broncos-Cowboys game from 2013, which was another absolute shootout of a game, but it includes those Cowboys that I really enjoy watching, along with a duel between Tony Romo and Peyton Manning. Put up crazy amounts of yards. It was a great game, and one that was not expected. Really was random. Also, sorry for the bad quality on this game. I just couldn't find live commentary from the game that matched with the recording that had better game quality footage.
Fake to Murray. Romo to the end zone. And are the feet down? Yes! Touchdown, Dez Bryant. Peyton still has the football. Can you believe it? Peyton Manning runs it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, that wasn't in the playbook this week.
2nd and 9. And long ball time. And the Cowboys cut, and he gets away. It is going to go for a touchdown for Terrence Williams. And up top instead. And it is a touchdown again to Dez Bryant. And Romo, again, all kinds of time. And now fires it. And hits the pass for the touchdown. It's Jason Witten. And the Cowboys are back in front. Goes for the long ball. Bryant is there in midfield. Slashes back to the 40. But finds the open seam. What a move by Bryant. And he's tackled at the 5. 16. The throw, and it's intercepted. Trevathan picks off Tony Romo in the Prater for the win, and the kick is good.
The thing that saddens me the most about that game, even though it was a great game, is that Tony Romo finished the day with 506 passing yards. If he had drove down the field to get the Cowboys into field goal range on that drive, he probably would have needed at least 50 more passing yards. And if he got 50 more passing yards to get him into field goal range, he would hold the single-game NFL record for passing yards. And moving to the number 2 spot, kind of awkwardly, we have a similar game to one that already popped up on the list, because we have Cardinals-Packers again, this time the 2015 playoff bout between them.
Palmer fires, and it's caught for the touchdown!
Get out of here!
Michael Floyd. End of the game here if they don't get 20 yards. Here goes Rodgers again, all the way downfield, and it's going to be caught by Janis at the 35-yard line. Reset Starks. They are going to bring pressure again. Rodgers is going to roll away, throws it up in the air, says a prayer, and Janis doesn't
stop it!
Oh, please!
What a catch!
That's insane!
Oh my, that may be one of the great throws.
Hard line. Blitz coming, Matthews. Palmer stepping away at first. Palmer extending the play.
Nobody there.
Crosses the field. Larry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is going to take it into Green Bay territory. Larry Fitzgerald inside the 30, the 20.
If he scores, it's over.
It's insane to the 4-yard line. One of the greatest postseason performers ever. His 08 postseason was one for the ages. So what happens here? 75 yards. Brown is the motion man. Little flip to Fitzgerald. He scores! And the Cardinals win an amazing game.
I love that game. The game was great all the way through. But the thing is that me cutting it down into those last few clips, all the epic moments are right at the end of the game. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. A minute, 30 seconds to no time left in the fourth quarter. And then overtime. The biggest moments are all at the end of that game. That's great. Also, everything Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth say is so on the money. They were so on their game to call this game. And it includes Larry Fitzgerald, who really, after looking at this video, can make games by themselves make my top 10 list. Because here at the number 1 spot, we have Super Bowl 43. Now, this is the first Super Bowl I can remember watching in detail, staring at the screen the entire time with how amazing it was. It was a crazy game, and it came up to these two guys who had basically had incredible seasons. Larry Fitzgerald in this postseason was absolutely tremendous, and so was Troy Polamalu. Both of them basically willing their teams to the Super Bowl. And that's strange because usually we have all the hype around the quarterbacks, especially when we had two good quarterbacks like Ben Roethlisberger and Kurt Warner playing in the game. You would expect it to be around them, but it was around two different guys. And even other guys showed up in the biggest moments of this game, and it was a crazy game I'll never forget.
Goal. Russell puts his head down. Does he get into the end zone? He does. Touchdown. Hightower is the back, and Warner, as he's been prone to do recently, starts to stumble, and then the pass is caught in the end zone. Ben protected well, but then has that deflected and intercepted. Seconds from the gun. Steelers show blitz. Here they come. He gets it away, and it's picked off at the goal line. There's a flag thrown on the run back. James Harrison to run it back, and Harrison is past midfield. Harrison going down the sideline. Harrison still on his feet. Harrison is going to go all the way. It's a 100-yard interception return. 3rd and goal. And it's going to be a fade for Fitzgerald, who's going to go up and make the catch for the touchdown. Warner has time. Fitzgerald into Steeler territory. 30, 20, 10. Arizona has the lead. Rushing 5. Ben pumps, throws, caught. Holmes. Francisco falls down. Holmes is going to take it inside the 10. Washington outside left. Roethlisberger has time. Throws to the back of the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown by Holmes.
The lead up to that game was crazy with how the postseason had gone for those teams. Troy Polamalu had one of the greatest seasons for a safety ever, just throughout the whole year. But Larry Fitzgerald just went absolutely off once they reached the playoffs, and it was incredible. Not to mention, you also have the 99-yard pick six by James Harrison to conclude the half. Wow, that was an epic play. Along with that, Santonio Holmes becomes a Super Bowl legend and will live on as a Pittsburgh legend for the rest of his life. So, if you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching.
2020 president candidate.